Hi, I'm Dominic. Thanks for watching Dominic's Woodworks. And today's project is my contribution to the non-competition contest that Steve from Woodworking for Mere Mortals and Alex from ThisWoodworks put out a few days ago. I made this. What is that? Well, I show you how I made it, then I show you what I made. I'm using a scraper to flatten the surface of my stock in order to give the spray adhesive that I'm mounting the template with a little more surface to hold on to. I cut out the three main shapes using my bandsaw. Then I stack the three pieces on top of each other, looking for a combination that fits, and trace out the outline of the piece above on the piece down below using a pencil. Now I'm using the drum sanding attachment for my drill press to shape the pieces. The goal is to leave the bottom line intact and to sand a smooth transition to the outline traced on top of the template. To make the sanding a little easier, I used a saw to cut off larger chunks wherever possible. Just a quick tip: if you want to make these angle cuts freehand into a board, the best way I found is to start vertical, form a curve, and then use the curve to hold the blade steady. There's also some drilling involved using a 9mm breadpoint bit and a 40mm Forstner bit. And for what? You'll see in a second. The whole thing gets a sanding on the flat surfaces and just a little bit on the sides to take the edges off. So what is this actually? I wanted to make a project like the maps Steve Ramsey inspired a while back, and this would be Germany. I actually wanted to do more maps from thinner stock, glue them on top of each other, so this is Bavaria and this is the district or county I live in. But that's not all. I actually come from another part of Germany where the landscape is a little more on the flat side. We do have the odd anthill every now and then, but that's about it, and it's not as bad as it sounds. But as soon as I moved here, I got used to the slightly steeper landscape with more valleys and mountains. Not the kind you need equipment to scale, but the kind you can just walk over, but you get a great view while doing so. So I modeled this to basically represent this, a mountain, to speak, like this. I hope you can see this. And I really like my drum sanding attachment, it makes it look easy. I left some parts as they came from the bandsaw with just a very light sanding to add a little ruggedness to it. So that represents a mountain, and every time I go back into what used to be home, that's what I miss the most. But there's another thing I really like here, and that's the winters. Not that I really enjoy being cold down in my shop, but that's the price you pay. I like when it gets dark early, I like the snow, I like coming back into the warmth after being out in the cold, and I also like tea lights. So, this hole on top is meant to hold a tea light, but would be a large chunk of wood to support one tea light. So, there's more. And you can also vary the shape. Let me show you how it looks. So, there you go. I'd like to thank Steve and Alex for putting this idea out, for, well, in my case, for making me do something that I wanted to do all along and give it a twist that actually makes it better. And it just goes to show that no matter who you are and what you do to live, thrive and survive, there are always some things that make us all the same. You, me, wood, everybody. Wait, I think I got carried away there for a second. I hope the contest and maybe this project too inspires you to make something of your own and share it with the rest of us. Thanks for watching, and remember to be inspired. If it works, I can think about adding stops for the right angle. Basically, the idea is to run it over like this, then turn it, run it over again, and to use the slat for added stability, because personally